What is that thing down in there? What is that? What about that warranty? What about that warranty? God me, I don't know what that is. So this line here is my fold line. I'm trying to shave a ½ inch this side of the fold line. Stay bright, number 8. The second half of this video is all about me exposing the HVAC industry and how you as a homeowner or you as a handyman can save a lot of money and make a lot of money. You do not need them. This video is not for HVAC technicians. If you're a glutton for punishment, get yourself a box of tissues. This is gonna fit. I just want to give a quick recap on how this system works before we fire it up. So right now the thermostat is set to fan on, and that squirrel fan in there is working just like it would if the air conditioning was running or if the furnace was running. Sucking air in here, pumping it up through here, just circulating it. So when I open up the refrigerant is going to come in through here and flow back here. This is going to be the cold, this is going to be the hot. The cold on a cooling only system is insulated. I got to run these condensate lines to this side and bobbing and weaving. This is the primary, this is the secondary. So you're going to push the button on the thermostat for cooling, and you set your thermostat, and we're going to have a signal come through one of these wires here, coming down. This goes into the circuit board, and it's going to send 24 volts back out. It's a positive and negative back out to a contactor, which then turns on the pump, and that pump is going to start flowing the refrigerant R410A in and out, in and out. And this A coil that's in there is going to get really cold, and that air that's coming up through here blows out your vents. It's a very simple system. It's rocking and rolling. Gotta do some creative bending to get this to, I don't know if I'm in frame, but to kick up and do a little wiggle around the intake. It's gonna be hot, 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 hot. Oh, come on, get up in there. Oh, it's cooling up. There we go. Look at that, pretty slick, huh? So here's the completed drain line setup down into the pump. You can get these pumps right at Home Depot and Lowe's. If you don't have a floor drain close by your furnace, you get one of these and you route it to where you do have a drain. This is also used when HVAC systems are installed in attics, crawl spaces, you name it. So now that we have our brand new HVAC system installed, we gotta make sure we protect it. This evaporative coil right up in here, you can't really get to it to clean it. It's possible. It's not easy to do. It's very time consuming. You don't want to have to do it. The best way to avoid that is with a furnace filter. Checking on them at least once a month. Make sure they haven't loaded up and are folded in half or are leaking air. If you have air getting sucked in around in front of the filter, dust particles from your basement, your cat, your pet mouse, whatever, will get sucked up in here. The place that it's going to stop is your evaporative coil. That evaporative coil is basically a filter. All those fins will trap dust, hair, things of that nature. You can get on a monthly schedule, every other month schedule with Filter Buy. This fabricated filter rack right here is 20 by 24 by 1. Not the most common, but not completely unheard of. You can still find them around. But if you're having trouble finding your exact size furnace filter, Filter Buy will make you one. Custom sizes. We're going with a MERV 11 on this. The air comes in this side, gets filtered, and goes out this side. They might not look dirty, but if you hold them up to the light and you can't really see through them, then air's not getting through it. So this install is 99.999% done. Just got to tidy up the thermostat wires, get those stapled back and out of the way. What do you think? What about that warranty? What about that warranty? Gonna fire up the old toe soap for the first time. It's probably on heat mode. Nope, snowflake. There we go. I installed this mini split on the wall here about 3 years ago, and the comment section said
that I was unqualified and only,
it's hard to say this with a straight face,
only an educated, trained, licensed HVAC master technician
can install a mini split. We all know that is horse. Just about every YouTuber under the sun that has anything related to a workshop, a garage, a home gym was sent out free mini split air conditioners to install. If you follow some basic instructions, you can install a mini split air conditioner that doesn't leak. Today's video is about finishing up the cooling portion of a brand new HVAC system. It's been a while since I've installed it. I've got some notes written down. I'm trying to remember everything about it. I've also read all your comments. I'm going to start out with one of the most common critiques of homeowners or DIYers or handymen installing air conditioning systems. The furnace system is even easier. If you can tie your shoes, you can install a brand new furnace, natural gas furnace. When you get into the cooling portion of it, things get a little bit technical. They get a little weird. It's not everyday knowledge that most homeowners have. Most homeowners, well, things are changing, so I got to be careful what I say. But the world that I come from, most men know how to change a light fixture. They know how to change a faucet. They can easily install tile. They can easily do drywall repairs. They can easily put down flooring. Residential remodel, residential constructions, just like playing with Legos. The HVAC side of it, especially the cooling, things get technical. There's a lot of unique tools that you do not use anywhere else. This vacuum pump is used for one thing. So you're not going to find a lot of people that just have vacuum pumps in their garage. A lot of critiques that YouTubers get when they're putting this information out there is that you're not using the right terminology. I don't make these videos for HVAC technicians. I'm making them for other guys that are getting into the business to familiarize them with how things work, and homeowners. Homeowners need to know how this stuff works. They don't need to know all the fancy nomenclature that only the elite HVAC technician knows. So this is going to suck out all the air inside your cooling lines. That's the flexible copper pipe that I put in this house. The moisture content in the air would be in those pipes if you didn't do that. That doesn't mix well with the pump and the refrigerant. So you want to evacuate, suck it all out, suck all out that air. That's something that is a barrier to entry, is that nobody's got this type of tool like they would a normal home improvement tool. So for that reason, the HVAC industry can charge a massive premium. I mean, we're talking $3,000 an hour, $4,000 an hour. My father-in-law just had his blower motor replaced for $4,500. And I almost fell off my chair when he told me that. The one thing I didn't touch on in this video series is the electricity. There are now 2 videos on the electrical, high voltage and low voltage, that are on Patreon. That link will be in the top of the description. Thorough detail, step-by-step, up-close video of all the connections. It is not dangerous. It is not spooky. It is not complicated. If you can put Legos together, you can do this. Here's another very common question that was asked in the comments, and it's a very legit question. I had a very similar question come in through Patreon.
When it's not installed by a licensed HVAC technician, you don't get a warranty.
The system that I installed has a 5-year unregistered limited warranty. There's lots of limitations. You have to have the serial number. They can tell the date that it was manufactured by the serial number. And if your pump goes out, that would be the biggest failure, is your pump. It's about $1,200. So you would have to call up the dealer that sold it to you, give them the serial number, they'll send out another one. It's not registered at all. Now, if you want to get a warranty beyond that 5 years, you have to go through the registration process. What is it? They don't want you to know what it is. It's an invoice. An invoice from an HVAC company that says they installed this equipment with these serial numbers on this date. That's how you register for the extended warranty beyond 5 years for the equipment that I installed. Now, there's something else they don't want you to know. There are guys that do this for you. It's their side hustle. There's websites set up for these guys to register your installed equipment for a fee. The dealer that sold me this equipment was HVAC Direct or HVAC Direct. In their warranty, it says that a licensed technician needs to have inspected the work. That's very important. Most people who are installing things are not licensed. That's another misconception about this industry, is that when you call out a plumber, that he's a master plumber. I'm just going to say this once on this channel. We can go into it way more in depth on the other channel. Most plumbing companies have one licensed master plumber, and he doesn't even work for the company. He is just the license holder. Everybody else is just an apprentice. The business owner himself often isn't even a plumber. More than likely, there is one license for that business. It doesn't make financial sense to have a whole bunch of overpaid licensed technician doing apprentice level work. The warranty, it's really not an issue. They're highly limited too. There's lots of fine print in these types of warranties. You can find replacement parts everywhere. Most of these brands are using the same components. The exception to that is like the top-tiered, marketed, elite level of equipment. If you want to show off your fancy system, you got to have fancy replacement parts. My goal with these videos is not to talk down on HVAC technicians. They are a very valuable resource, especially troubleshooting things that don't work. They have very unique components, and having experience in multiple brands and multiple generations of the equipment enables them to diagnose and do a repair. But unfortunately, that's not very common anymore. If you have a problem with your system and it's more than a couple years old, 5 years old, they're going to want to sell you a new install. They're going to want to sell you brand new components. The HVAC industry is known for just stealing from people. Maybe unethical salesmanship. Most all these older systems, and I'm not talking like 50, 60-year-old systems. I'm talking a 15-year-old system can easily be repaired. With the current state of our economy and this inflation that we're dealing with, everybody's trying to survive and make more money, me included. People that use those industries, their income level hasn't come up to match it. You're going to need to learn to do this stuff on your own. Or you might need to add some skill sets to increase your value to make more money. A lot of people were squabbling about the filter dryer. I put a pinned comment explaining the filter dryer is in there. I put video clips of it in this video.
What is that thing down in there?
All right, this is probably long. I could talk all day about home improvement, home remodeling, the industry, the business, the marketing. If you got questions, put them down below. Don't forget, there are 2 videos now on Patreon that have to do with this project. They're both related to the electricity. The one that went up today is a full system breakdown. The low voltage, the high voltage. There were some comments that said,
Oh my God, it's so scary and so complicated.
it is not. It is not at all. That link will be in the description. This is a 25 by 20 by 1. They come in all different sizes, and you can get them custom made to whatever size you want. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Here's a little bonus footage about this Tosot. I don't think anybody ever really knows how to pronounce this, but this is a very cheap mini split. This one doesn't even have the Wi-Fi connection, which I wish it did, but it puts out heat also. So you can put this on cooling mode, you can put it on heat mode. Man, I love these things. I'm going to try to squeeze it in this week at the end of putting in another. It's going to be like this. So there's a brick wall kind of where this cabinet is, and this is how I'm going to be installing it. But I've got to drill through like a 1 foot thick brick wall. So stay tuned for that video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that one. So this has been running for about a month and a half. Thought I'd just swing over here and get a little video clip for you, showing you this works perfect. There were some changes in efficiency requirements, efficiency laws. That's why this looks so dang big. The way they got the increased efficiency was just to make it bigger. So that's why this sucker is so dang huge.